a series of Russian Iskander missiles launched against the Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jet NATO. Russia has used the Iskander missile to launch a powerful attack, causing a Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jet to be destroyed in the fire when it launched an attack on the Ukrainian airbase in the city of Dnipro. This attack not only seriously damaged the infrastructure, but also reduced the pressure on MiG-29 fighter jets. The Russian Defense Ministry has released a video recording a moment before the Iskander missile hit the target when the Ukrainian military aircraft took off at Dnipro. This attack killed a MiG-29 aircraft and took away 15 technical staff of Ukraine working at the airbase. The accuracy of the Iskander missile in this attack not only proves the ability to hit the target of Russia, but also reflects the progress in the country's military technology. The Iskander missile, designed to comply with the modern air defense system, has really shown its ability to defeat the Ukrainian-owned anti-aircraft missiles. This missile is not only an offensive weapon with great destructive power, but also capable of changing the battlefield in an anti-aircraft way. Defeating a MiG-29 fighter in this attack, one of the main aircraft of the Ukrainian Air Force, is a blow to the Air Force's military power. In addition, the attack on the base in Dnipro is also part of Russia's overall strategy aimed at showcasing Ukraine's ability to defend and attack. Special weapons, such as Iskander, are used to attack important military facilities, where the operation of the Ukrainian Air Force is deployed and maintained. Iskander's accuracy makes these facilities an ideal target, not only for destroying combat aircraft, but also for disrupting the maintenance, repair and preparation of the Air Force. The Iskander missile, with high precision and range, has become an important strategic weapon in this conflict, a symbol of outstanding development in Russia's military technology and combat strategy. Aiming to win in this long-term war, especially only in the past 24 hours, Russian armed forces, including strategic aircraft, drones, artillery and missile systems, have carried out a series of attacks on Ukrainian military facilities. The Russian forces have attacked 149 other areas across Ukraine. In addition, the Russian air defense system has achieved great success in defense when it shot down 3 Hamas-guided bombs, 8 missiles from the Ukrainian HMAS system, and 59 unmanned aircraft, contributing to Ukraine's likely attack. Since the beginning of the special military campaign of Russia, the Russian army has declared 649 fighter jets, 283 helicopters, 36,540 drones, 586 air defense missile systems, 19,941 tanks, and other armored vehicles, 1,492 missile systems, 18,400 artillery and rifle guns, and 28,660 Ukrainian military vehicles. One of Russia's most important strategic weapons in this campaign is the Iskander missile, which is one of Russia's most modern and advanced missile systems. The Iskander missile has the ability to carry many different types of ammunition, including nuclear warheads, with a movable design, and the ability to encircle the enemy missile defense system. Iskander becomes an extremely effective assault weapon. This missile has a length of 7.2 meters, a diameter of 0.95 meters, a weight of 3.8 tons, a weight of 380 kilograms, can fly at a height of up to 50 kilometers, and a range of up to 500 kilometers, allowing Russia to attack accurately from a long distance. In that context, on November 26th, NATO and Ukraine will hold an emergency meeting after Russia carried out a missile attack on a Ukrainian city on November 22nd. Prime Minister of Poland, Donald Tusk, said that the conflict had been going on for 33 months, entering the decision-making stage. At that time, the Ukrainian parliament held an emergency meeting to assess the serious security situation after Russia's attack on a military base in the city of Dnipro, November 21st. President Vladimir Putin said on national television that the attack was carried out by US. According to the Ukrainian intelligence agency, the Uretnik missile was fired from the B test range at the Russian Iskander region and flew for about 15 minutes before combat on the Dnipro. Ukraine also said that similar missile testing services were released in October 2003 and June 2004. The Pentagon has confirmed that this is a newly developed anti-aircraft missile developed on the RSS-26 robust missile system. Ukraine's advance is facing the risk of falling to the direct victory of Russia. Analysts warn that the advance in Ukraine may collapse when the Russian army has won from this village to other villages. Meanwhile, Kiev's defense forces have survived after nearly 3 years of fighting, overwhelmed by the number and lack of heavy equipment. In addition, the attack and riot of Ukraine in the Russian territory in the summer, along with the fact that some of Ukraine's most loyal units have been wiped out abroad and cannot return to reinforce the weaknesses of the war. According to Sky News, the Russian Defense Ministry said that the country's military is making a strong attack in eastern Ukraine. During the debate, the Deputy Secretary of State of the United Nations, Ms. Savin Singh, said that Russia has tested the Orednik hypersonic missile in the conflict zone in Ukraine, causing a serious threat to the public. This missile has a speed of 2.5 to 3 kilometers per second, with 10 times the speed of sound. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that there is no defense system in the world, including the US air defense system in Europe, that can prevent the Orednik missile. He also emphasized that the Orednik missile launchers, if there are, will be public for humanitarian reasons. Meanwhile, the White House spokesman said Washington would not stop providing military aid to Kiev. He emphasized that Ukraine has been and is persistently dealing with Russia's attacks, including missiles with stronger bullets than the Orednik missile, and the US will continue to support Ukraine with everything necessary. President Putin called the Orednik missile test a successful combat test and reaffirmed the superiority of this missile system. The tense situation between Russia and the West. European and international experts at the Russian Institute of Economic Development shared with the newspaper El País that Putin sent a strong message to the West, warning that they should not continue to escalate the conflict. He said that the use of the Orednik missile to attack military-industrial facilities in the city of Dnipro on the night of November 21st is how Russia shows its intention to respond strongly if NATO continues to supply weapons to Ukraine. According to him, Russia is ready for the possibility of rising tensions, and if the West continues to have strong reactions, Moscow will have more decisive steps, including the readiness to use the best nuclear weapons. Russian military expert Zuri Korab said that the Orednik hypersonic missile with a braking technology at Mach 10, there is currently no country that can own this missile. He stressed that the US and other countries in the world currently do not have enough anti-aircraft systems to prevent the Russian hypersonic missile. We have proven that this missile can attack not only Kiev, but also London and Paris. If France and Britain continue to climb the mountain and interfere in the conflict, Kanav announced. The conflict in Ukraine was not only a military war between the two countries, but also a test for the political, military and global economy. But the changes over the past 3 years have shown that the war has not only affected directly the warring parties, but also has a strong impact on the global economy, especially in the context that the powers are facing a long war with difficult consequences. One of the most significant impacts of the conflict is the serious decline of the Ukrainian economy. Low-rise buildings, factories and main production facilities of Ukraine have been severely damaged, causing the economy of this country to suffer a huge loss. The focus of the Russian army on attacking military facilities and strategic targets such as planes, factories and weapons not only weakens Ukraine's defense forces, but also directly affects the main industrial industries of this country. This has led to a sharp decline in production, consumption and exports, making the Ukrainian economy difficult to recover. At the same time, the conflict has also made the global energy crisis even worse. Russia, which is one of the world's largest energy suppliers, has reduced or interrupted the supply of gas and oil to Europe. This has caused global energy prices to rise. The lack of energy has caused high inflation, especially in European countries, causing increased living costs and impact on the ability to maintain the basic economic activities of people and businesses. In addition, the instability in the global supply chain, especially for the vulnerable, such as the blind, also increases the production and marketing costs, causing major economic challenges, such as the US, the EU and China to face a decline in economic growth. In addition to the direct impacts of military and economic, this conflict has also brought about major changes in the international political landscape. The war has made a difference in the balance between the West and Russia, and strengthen the strength of military alliances, such as NATO. Economic sanctions measures imposed by the West against Russia, as well as Russia's response with more dangerous military strategies, has made this conflict not only a regional war, but also a part of the global confrontation over power, influence and world order. That is why the war not only has negative effects on warring countries, but also causes global instability for both politics and the economy. Finally, the current conflict has shown an unrecognizable reality. War today is not only a matter of countries directly engaged in war, but also a global issue. Its profound impacts, from the destruction of buildings to the destruction of supply chains to the changes in energy and food prices, have shown that the world needs to do more to prevent and solve international conflicts before they can develop into full-scale wars. Although finding a peaceful solution in the current situation is extremely difficult, countries and international organizations cannot continue to ignore the consequences of the war. To protect global stability, maintaining diplomatic dialogue, increasing international cooperation, and finding temporary intervention measures are necessary factors. The international community must recognize that the war in Ukraine is not only a war of one country, but a great challenge for the entire international order system, from military politics to the economy. And if there is no adjustment in global strategy, the risk of a long and intense war that can affect the entire future is a potential threat. Thank you for watching this video. Please continue to support us to update the hot news and interesting comments from all over the world. Don't forget to press like and subscribe to the channel to not miss any new videos. See you in the next videos.